Hello there, it is Moira McDonald. Hopefully you know that because you've seen my channel before. Right, I'll try and keep this relatively brief because I'm going over old ground in many respects. First thing I'd like to show you though are some things I got this morning in the mail from AliExpress, and they are intended to be used as little brooches if you put a brooch on, you know, a brooch connection in the back, but by the same token they can quite easily be put on a junk journal, and that is where they are going to be going ultimately. I'm in no great rush because they are so beautiful. I shall look at them and stroke them and love them. So in the meantime, let's look at something which hopefully will be going somewhere, i.e. sold from my Etsy shop. Here is the junk journal that we have been making together as a team, you and I. The front cover is a kind of Frankenpaper type idea, quite similar to the last journal that I sold. I did the stitching for the binding on the outside, and I have added some little beads. I don't know if you'll get the benefit of the, hold on, try and let it focus, the benefit of the beads. They're little crystal beads with a little glass bead with a pink rose on the inside. On the outside what I have done is I have added some white elasticated lace here as the seam binding. It's held on with one of these very pretty pins that my good friend Caroline gave me, and I've added some crystals, 2 pink, 1 clear. I've also added a little fabric puff flower on pink crushed velvet with a bit of gauze at the back that's beauty stained. So let's dash into this book and have a wee look at what we've got. The the binding itself, there is ample scope for the book stretching because it's, number one, I've made it just a little bit bigger, and number two, it's elasticated, so there should be no issue whatsoever if you add this, that and the other to the book. Right, there's also a couple of, I've given the book a title down the bottom, My Heart's Desire, and that's one of Tim Holt's sayings. And I've added a couple of pieces of ephemera from Prima Marketing, which I thought went quite well with the papers that are used in this particular book. So, shall we have a look? Now, you should remember most of the pages because we've been filming the series of how we made this. Although I can't help but notice that on a daily basis I get less and less viewers, so I must be boring you rigid. In which case, I truly apologise, and you can rest assured I will not do it again because I've decided I'm making no more tutorial videos. Right, so first page is stamped, and we've got our first letter here, which is P for Pieces, because that is what the book is representing, pieces of our life that we have put together. This is not attached in, it's held in with a paper clip. It's just basically a sticker on, I don't know what kind of greaseproof paper type stuff they use for that, so you can put that anywhere you like in the book. This is from a very small doily, and I just cut it in a circular fashion using a die. Over the page, we've got a book page here that opens out, so you can put wee things in there and use a paper clip should you so desire to tuck something away. Butterfly stamping here. Over here we've got one of our pieces, which is a jigsaw piece of one of the images I had. Just cut it down using a jigsaw die, went round it with some vintage photo and added it to the book. We've got I from our word pieces. Here we've got our first tuck, and I have used one of the bingo cards that I have in my shop, my Etsy shop, and I cut it into a journaling card type shape, so that you can journal on the back. Another wee piece of ephemera here, so you can journal on the back of both of those. Here we have some an image printed on fabric, and I've added a couple of different bits of lace at the bottom. This is a coffee bag, kind of like a tea bag, only it was coffee that was in it, and once I had used it and dried it out and removed all signs of coffee from it, I stamped on it with some wings, and the stamp was a Viva Decor stamp. Viva Decor is, I think, a German company. Their stamps are very reasonably priced. They're clear stamps, and I got those from Budleycraft, which you can find, I think it's either budleycraft.co.uk or budleycraft.com, but Budleycraft is an online British, maybe I'll have a bricks and mortar, I don't know, but it's down south in England somewhere. It's an online craft shop. So we've got E there, and this bit, if you'll remember, is the side of a journaling card from what they call Prima Marketing. I die cut a frame which appears later in the book, and you'll see that, but that was just the edge of that frame. Here, just cut out one of my images, and then I die cut some leaves up the top from a piece of scrapbooking paper which is kind of floral. Got a wee doily in the middle there. Another one of my girls that I die cut using the jigsaw puzzle die. Stamped that with memories, and that stamp I'm pretty sure is one that Crafty Irina sent me. We haven't seen or heard from Crafty Irina for a while, and I was watching one of her videos this morning on how to do an altered book, because I'm going to have a go at that. And I really miss Crafty Irina. I think she was a wonderful crafter, and I hope she comes back soon. I know losing her mother had quite an upsetting impact on her, understandably so, when they were so close, but I truly miss Crafty Irina, and I hope she comes back soon. Right, wee bit of lace here, and a stamp. I think it's a Prima Marketing stamp, because I think that's about all I used in this was Prima Marketing. Might have used some, well, I used that Crafty Irina one, but I used some other stuff as well. Right, die cut this wee pocket, and a couple of wee bits of ephemera put in. This is from another Prima Marketing 4x6 card, and I just cut it into that shape, but you can obviously do some, what do you call it, in the back, some journaling in the back. Ledger paper. In fact, I think that's ledger paper that Crafty Irina sent me as well, incidentally. Book page here, which opens out. A wee bit stamping. This stamp was one that I picked up when I was out with Lisa Owen in Kilmarnock at the Crafters Card Boot Sale. That's a Prima Marketing peacock feather. Piece of vellum. This vellum, I was going to say it came from Budley Crafts, but I don't think it did. Another image that I printed on fabric, and I've just put some cheesecloth type stuff at the back. Here is that wee thing I showed you, where I did the, you can journal there, or you can fold it up and use it as a wee pocket, because that's another bit of my bingo card. Or you can open it out that way and journal there, and that's just a wee tag that I've got. And if you don't do either, that lies in the middle like a bit of decoration. That's from a very good friend, Lisa Owen, and there are a couple of die cut white sparkly leaves round about it, and there's another vellum page there. Discovers a Tim Holtz die, and these they were Prima Marketing stamps, and another wee bit of a vintage doily I had that I just cut. Some Polish stamps, not old, but we don't see postage stamps a lot here. So anyway, there's some that I got on mail from Aga Baraniak when I ordered some Polish stuff, and some lace at the bottom. The lace came via eBay, and it's a seller in Chinese that I get a lot of lace from. This stamp is a Kaisercraft stamp, I think. I found this wee bingo piece. It's just a wee wooden bingo number. Found that in my stash. I think I'd got it from somebody that I bought some ephemera from way back when I first started. Centre of the one signature that's in this book. I haven't done anything to the centre of the book. Here we've got C from Pieces, and this stamp again is from, I think it's a stamp I bought on either Wish or AliExpress. Here there is another section of the journaling card that I cut down, and remember I used glue to stick down the word moments. That was a die cut from Tim Holtz. But the glue, I was a wee bit overzealous and I had extra glue, so I then used some gold, well, I don't know what you call it. Basically it's foiling, I suppose, gold foil to just stick to the wet glue that was left, and it left wee lines on it, and just added 2, there's that number, stamp it there. Kaisercraft again, another vellum page. It's wee birds with a little, they've got a little envelope in their mouth, but I don't think you're going to see it very easily because the lighting's not great. Because I had the birds on that page, I had a wee bit of Tim Holtz paper left over from another project, so I die cut that to use as a pocket there. Little envelope I die cut and decorated up with another one of my jigsaw pieces that I cut, and used a wee wax seal, and it opens up, and inside we have a little tag with a little heart. There we go. And another wee piece of advertising ephemera here, and we sit in that wee pocket. Over the page there's that wee stamp again. This is a jigsaw puzzle I bought ages and ages ago. It's a kiddie's jigsaw puzzle, and I just got my brother to make up some pieces. I would have done it myself, but I was doing something else, so I says, you like jigsaws, could you make this up for me? So he made up some different wee pieces, and I'm using them through a variety of my journals. Over the page, I've got another image here which I have used little corners from Laurie Whitlock's Sizzix die. Got a bit overzealous with the glue again, so foiling on my leaves. And there's a piece of gauze at the back of her. Another wee bit of vellum here with wee fairies. And on this page we have this wee furry pom-pom. I just used the leftover twine that was used to do the signature, tied it in a wee bow and put it at the back. Because that's how I do journals. You know, I'm not a great believer in trying to hold on to things indefinitely. If it's lying on my desk, I'll try and use it up. If I can't find a use for it, then unless it's big enough to be useful for another project, it goes. But if it's not, well, this lace at the bottom is in fact the same lace as is used for the tie, but it is tea stained. And you'll find that synthetic laces, or nylon laces, tea stain very, very well. Another jigsaw puzzle piece here, and some more lace. Another book page, which opens out that way. Here we've got E from pieces on this piece of ledger paper, and the frame from the journaling card. The journaling card itself was completely white in the centre, and it was one of these things that I wasn't going to be able to use anywhere because I couldn't think of a use for it. So I cut it into a frame. The bits either side and the bottom I cut off, and I've used throughout the book. And this I don't know if you can see it, I've used a piece of acetate, and you can use that as a pocket if you've got a photograph or something that you want to put in. I put a wee tag in the now with the Tower of Pisa on it. Another wee piece of fabric that was appliqued on a napkin. Here's the picture. I stuck this in yesterday and I had terrible bother getting it in because every time I used glue it left glue marks all over it. So what I've done is I've tried to cover as many of those as possible using a variety of different pearl type embellishments that I had in my stash. So I'll hold that up to let you see. And I added a wee paper flower here with a little die cut leaf again. Over the page, another wee bit of the doily. Another one of Lisa's flowers, because it was pink and gold on a kind of green background, this thing, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I'd said to her at the time she gave me it, I can't use that, it's too nice. And she kept shouting at me, you need to use it, there's no point in getting stuff and not using it. And it's true, absolutely no point in having a stash if you never ever use the stash. I mean, having said that, sometimes it's really nice to look at your stuff in your stash, but if you're not able to do that because you've got so much of it, then yes, I would recommend getting rid of it. We've got some ephemera and a wee tag. And again, that's just a wee die cut piece that I used there. Over here I've got another wee envelope that is pinned on with a paper clip and another one of these coffee bags. I did a video the other week and I explained where I got these. They came from The Works. These wee kind of cameos. Try to hold it at an angle so that I make sure you can see it. Because I think, for a little book, I think it's very, very pretty. And I know I made it myself and I shouldn't be fooling myself when I do this, but I'm sorry, I am. I actually think what I do really, really well. Looking at my sales on Etsy, you need to question that, but I think that's got more to do with the fact that folk don't see me. Or I bore them, so they don't sit watching long enough. That is a lovely applique I got from my friend Anne Porter in Liverpool. And another wee girl that I've got a photograph and cut round there. A wee piece of ephemera up that corner, wee postcard. And here we've got the S from Pieces. Some stamping there. Book page which opens out. Another one of my jigsaw puzzle girls. And over here we've got a couple of postage stamps that were on a letter we got from someone in... These are old stamps. And I don't know where he got them. And I'm not going to ask any questions because I'm not really interested. But looking at these, they appear to be something to do with... That looks like the Trooping of the Colour. And that's as if it's the Queen's... it's not a chariot, I don't know what they call it. And I just stuck a first class meal sticker in the bottom there. A wee bit stamping there. And over the page, my very last wee jigsaw puzzle. And that is the actual book itself. And like I say, that'll be held together with... I'm not going to sit and fight with this now while I'm trying to make this because it takes me too long. But the wee pin, I'll show you the wee pin with the wee beads on it, the wee crystal beads. Right, now the next thing I need to show you is what also comes with the book, which is... I need to try and find the girl's name that did this. I think she's South African, but what the video was that she used the inside of a cereal pack which she washed out, dried, then cut, oops that was my beads falling, sewed round the envelope and embossed it using an embossing folder. And it just so happened it was an excellent size for the little book, which was the first thing that we made when we sat down to do this journal the other week. And everything that's in this journal were pages that had been cut from another journal I'd made and were lying on my desk. So it was a question of trying to find a use for them, and I used them by making another little mini journal to go with this. Top there with a wee journaling card in it. Some stamping, oh, and my numbers, more stamping, just some little bits that were cut out. That's a scrap that I got. Oh, and that was the Chinese paper that wrapped up some of my, in fact it was the wee thing that you punch down to get your impression when you're doing your wax seal. These pages I'm pretty sure are not tea stained, they're actually stained using some mica powder. Letter O there. This is stuck. What has happened here? Oh, now there we go. Got a wee butterfly that I cut out, and another wee ticket. A couple of wee bits of ephemera here. Just a variety of stamping and whatever, all of which can be journaled on. Just a wee sticker. Some more of that Chinese newspaper. And a wee sticker there. Keep stamping. Oh, another wee bit of that lace that's tea stained. Oh, more different lace there, and it's stamped on fabric saying secret. And the end. And so that's that wee book, and that wee book goes with the journal itself. So these will be going into my Etsy shop to either sit indefinitely or be snapped up right away. It's sometimes very difficult to judge. I don't think it's so much that there's a problem with anything when things sit on Etsy. It's just that the right people aren't seeing the right things at the right price, and I appreciate that. Generally speaking, what I would say is I don't make a profit from my journals. I know I don't make a profit, because if you take into account the amount of time it takes me to do stuff and the amount I've actually spent on what I've put in it, you should really be sending me more money, to be fair. Anyway, no point in worrying about that one. That's the book. Hope you like it. That's the tutorials done for good. Ain't no tutorials ever going to come past here again with my name on them. I have had my fill. I will of course still be making journals, and I'll still do walkthroughs, but that'll be it. So anything, any questions, anything you want to ask, give me a shout, and I'll leave a link to my shop in the description below. So thanks very much for your time, and I'll see you all again sometime in the future. Bye!